If you want to speak about menstruation, we can see outside. But here, menstruation can be included. Yeah, I also include that. But I'm going to always bring you to the most important question, because that is my offering to you. Yeah. So you say that as I observe it, right? As I observe this happening. So I'm asking you, what is I?
don't know.
Right. This is the question. This is the question. This is the question, because the same thing will go on when you awaken to who you really are. The same thing will go on. I'm approaching the menopause years, you know, it cooks like fire, yeah? The same thing goes on, yet there is such a sweetness of freedom in the midst of whatever. In the midst of any kind of high or low or contraction or even feelings of depression or madness or sadness or whatever can appear, I'm always knowing what is free in the midst of that, and what is the value in the midst of all of that. So this is what changes your experience, because when you're identified with each feeling and each thought. Do you understand what I mean by identification? You experience yourself as being somebody, right? We all experience that, okay? That's part of the human experience. But an emotional, let's say you have a strong anger or sadness or whatever well up inside of you, right? And then you have the feeling like it's happening to me, right? And then there is a whole story that goes with it, right? And it all seems to be the reality, and it's all happening to me, right? What I'm inviting you to make the inquiry of is, who is this happening to, all of this?
It seems to be happening to my partner.
I agree. This is my point. This is my point. You're totally okay in the midst of all that. No matter what you're experiencing in this life, the deepest depth of sadness, the trauma, the whatever, there's one part of you that is always okay. You're okay with it. You know what's happening. But he's suffering, right?
Yeah.
Send him for a session. Because he gets identified with it. He doesn't understand what's going on because it's not happening in his body, right? He's only seeing it, and he's getting the...
Questions. Okay, so can I do anything?
There's a lot you can do around that to balance hormones, but that we can talk about in another moment, yes?
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for coming forward, yeah? There's one part of you that is always okay, yeah. It's my belief and my experience that the male body also has these things. Yes. Yes. Hormonal change. It all, even though you don't bleed, there's no loss of blood to prove it, but you have the experience of this hormonal shifts, right? Which can make you also feel similar in different hormonal shifts. So it's the same for you guys, you know. It's like to really use the experience to find out, you know, because it really feels like it's happening to me, and it is happening to me. But there's a part of you that is free also, that is just seeing the whole experience, and that is able to just allow it to be there as it is, without becoming completely identified with the emotional. Because what we know is that whatever comes will have to go. we know that every thought that appears will pass. Don't we? It passes your experience.
It's still there.
Yes, but as what? As waves of energy. It doesn't exist as a thought. It appears as a thought to you. Right?
While observing it, but it only ever was a wave of energy.
Say again?
It only ever was a wave of energy.
Right, right. But you know that whatever appears will also, right, pass. You know that whatever feeling arises will. You can't keep a feeling, right? It will pass. You know that every experience you have, this experience we have of meeting together with this focus, is just for the moment that it is. And another moment you'll walk out the door and your whole experience is continuously disappearing. It is only for the moment that it is.
That's not true for everyone, though. I mean, things like post-traumatic stress syndrome, where people stay focused on a past event and they continue to recreate that trauma.
Yes, yes. Do you have this experience?
No, I don't have it, but I have clients who do.
Okay, but you need really to speak out of your experience. Otherwise, we need to bring the clients so we can check really what is really happening, right? Because what you say is true. We're all doing it all day long, recreating a past life. Reincarnation is happening every moment, where you recreate.
So that's my point. I mean, I do it to a lesser degree. I wouldn't describe what I have as post-traumatic stress disorder, but...
Okay, in this moment, the experience you're having right now, can it be repeated?
In my mind.
Can it be repeated? If it's repeated in your mind, can it be repeated, this
I
experience?
would say yes.
I invite you to investigate that. This experience right now of you sitting on the sofa, meeting this strange appearance with a crowd of people, even if you go home and recreate that in your mind, you will be laying on the bed, wherever you are, recreating that in your mind. That will be your experience.
However, let's say this was...
What is your name?
Mark.
Hello, Mark.
Let's say it was either a very positive experience or a very negative experience.
Yes.
You can, and if I were to dwell on that in the future,
Yes.
something that happened best, I can recreate the feeling that I had from it.
Yes. You can recreate feelings, yes. In this moment, right now you are using the mind to recreate this, right? You can recreate feelings, but what my point is that every single experience is only for the moment that it is. But you see, when I say this, you go to your mind, you go like, to think about that, to see if it's true. And what I share with you here, you will never find the absolute truth in the thinking process or in the mind anywhere. You will not find the truth there. If your calling is to really know truth in yourself, you have to look free of thinking process. It's the only place you can say it's like this or it's like that, because you look from a wide open awareness. But if we go like in the same way that you say your clients do, you go in your thinking process to check. You do the same thing your clients do.